dummy. I'm a prize fighter. That's what I'm supposed to fight for. A prize. Duh.
We touch gloves. We back to fight hook. Right hand. You ain't shit. You not shit.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
Which one do I do first?
Him. Mayweather.
So we're in there, we're fighting low here.
Floyd Mayweather was the most hated boxer today. If you ask any boxing fans what their opinion about Mayweather is, most of them would say that they don't like him. In fact, many people hated him. While other legendary boxers like Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali are admired globally, Mayweather, despite all of his achievements in the ring, is the most hated boxer in the world. So why was he hated so much by the public? What had he done to justify it? Floyd Mayweather Jr. was one of the best boxers of all time, with a perfect record of 50-0. The man who was born Floyd Joy Sinclair had won 12 titles in 5 weight divisions. There's no other boxer who could match his record. Recently, Floyd Mayweather has been gaining controversies due to his countless exhibition fights with non-boxers. He's heavily criticized for disrespecting the sport by taking on opponents who are not professional boxers and collecting millions of dollars in payments. This has done little to help his image in boxing circles. He's accused of only caring about money instead of the glory of the sport. His recent fights against YouTubers like Logan Paul and Deji are seen as money-grabbing attempts instead of trying to promote the sport. The fight against Deji on November 13, 2022 was so bad that Mayweather didn't take it seriously. He was toying with his opponent for the whole fight, showing no respect for the sport that raised him. And he never made any apology for this. He loves money so much that it became one of his nicknames. He laughed at people complaining about these fights, saying,
When it comes to legalized bank robbing, I'm the best. I don't care if y'all write good stories. I don't care if y'all write bad stories. At the end of the day, I will always have the last laugh. And then when I see it's a chance for me to do a heist, a quick heist, I'm gonna let y'all know this. At the end of the day, I'm the smart one. They say, oh, Floyd don't look good like he used to look. My bank account looking better and better each and every day.
This is one of the many reasons why he's widely hated by fans. The only thing that matters in Mayweather's world is money. If you have it, you mean something. If you don't, you don't. He would often post videos online to prove how rich he is by wasting money in as many creative ways as possible. While many rich celebrities like to show off their wealth to the common people, nobody takes it to the extent Mayweather does. He filmed himself literally setting money on fire just to prove how little it means to him. During a promotional tour for his 50th fight, the one against Conor McGregor, he showed up for an interview with a satchel. When a journalist asked him about how much money was involved in the fight, he opened the satchel and started throwing bundles of $100 bills on the table while saying, "You want money? I'll show you money." It turns out he had about $40,000 in the satchel, and he wanted to show it to everyone. Most people found his behavior to be distasteful and arrogant. It seemed as if he was flaunting his wealth in the faces of those less fortunate. This did not win him any fans, and in fact, turned many people against him. However, if you think that the public's hate for him only started recently due to his money-grabbing fights, then you're mistaken. He has always been hated even during his career as a boxer. A large reason for this could be attributed to his safety-first boxing style. This by itself wouldn't bother people the way Mayweather does, but when combined with everything else about him, his fight for public adoration becomes that much more challenging. Mayweather wasn't a fighter who went all out to secure a win, unless he was already confident that his opponent was ready to give up. Fans love seeing a knockout, but if they were watching Mayweather, the odds of that happening were just barely above 50%. Mayweather took the saying, "boxing is a science," quite literally. He would always prefer to not be hit by overexposing himself by being overly aggressive. Really, Mayweather was just a boring fighter to watch, except maybe for die-hard fans of the sport. Mayweather's defense was difficult to defeat. He was nothing short of excellent. Although strictly playing defense won't make you any new friends, and if you're going to play strictly defense throughout the fight, then it will occasionally make the other person look like they are ahead in the fight and winning progressively. This led to him winning more than once when others thought he had lost based on his performance. In fact, many worst decision ever lists contain Mayweather's unanimous decision win over Jose Luis Castillo from 2002. Additionally, his wins against De La Hoya and Maidana were debated by many as well. Then there's his mouth. Mayweather just can't help himself. He says outrageous things. He acts in outlandish ways. Things got so bad that he almost came to blows with the then roughly 80-year-old boxing commentator Larry Merchant, after Merchant criticized him for knocking out Victor Ortiz while Ortiz was trying to apologize to Mayweather for an accidental headbutt.
You were aggressive and trying and taking advantage of what
You know what
saw as a
I'm
flaw.
gonna do? Because you don't ever give me a face shape. You know that? So I'm gonna go and let you talk to Victor Ortiz, all right? I'm through. They put somebody else up and give me an interview.
What are you talking about? What are you talking?
Now, Merchant isn't particularly popular himself, but next to Mayweather, he's a saint. He has also on numerous occasions praised himself as the greatest boxer of all time. After his 50th win against Conor McGregor, a newbie to boxing, Mayweather said, "Out of all these guys in the history of boxing, I accomplished more than every fighter in the history of boxing. How many world champions has Rocky Marciano beat? So we already know. I beat more champions, that's going in the Hall of Fame." But is this claim true? Did he really fight with the best fighters of his time? The answer is a resounding no. Mayweather is notorious for cherry-picking his opponents. There were 17 top welterweights who fought during Mayweather's time, and he managed to fight only 7 of them. His worst case of cherry-picking was Winky Wright. In 2005, Mayweather called out Winky Wright, the lineal and formerly undisputed 154-pound title holder who had just beaten Phoenix Trinidad at 160 pounds. He ran his mouth about beating Wright. Wright agreed to the fight and the contract was agreed upon. Then Mayweather apparently began looking at films of Winky Wright. He saw that it was too dangerous to fight Wright. He then withdrew from the fight. I mean, how cowardly can you be? No all-time fighter calls someone out, hammers out a contract, then runs away because he thinks he can't win. Then there's a time he let his fans pick his next opponent. He posted on his personal Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts in 2014 saying, "I'm going to let the fans vote. Tell me who I should fight next, Khan or Maidana?" Khan won by 2-1, and trainer Freddie Roach talked about Khan using his speed to beat Mayweather. Roach said, "I always thought he could beat him with his speed. I think he's faster than Mayweather, and that's what it takes to beat him. Floyd might have his hands full on the night." And Mayweather apparently thought the same. He went back on his word and scheduled the much easier fight against Maidana. There's also the fight against Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao had a full thickness rotator cuff tear before fighting Mayweather. This injury will normally present someone with severe shoulder pain and an inability to lift your elbow away from your body. However, in some cases the rotator cuff tear is so severe that a significant number of your pain fibers are also torn, which can make usage of the arm less painful, but results in extreme weakness. Because of the injury, and believing if he canceled or postponed the fight Floyd would never agree to another date, Manny, on the advice of his doctors, requested a shot of ketorolac, sold under the brand name Toradol, a perfectly legal drug in the US and the state of Nevada. Pacquiao's camp was told by his orthopedist that he could take the injection if he wanted, and the United States Anti-Doping Agency approved the in-competition use of the remedy for the Pacquiao-Mayweather match in a certified document. The problem was that the Nevada Athletic Commission, often nicknamed the Mayweather Athletic Commission, claimed the USADA never shared its approval with the state commission, Chairman Francisco Aguilar said. So when Pacquiao's camp told the commission it wanted the fighter to take the injection at 6:08 p.m. on fight night, the request was rejected. So Manny Pacquiao was effectively fighting with one hand. But on the other camp, Mayweather got an illegal IV infusion prior to the fight, which he claimed were vitamins. It was in violation of the World Anti-Doping Agency guidelines, but the Nevada Athletic Commission made a retroactive exemption for Mayweather nearly 3 weeks after the fight. And as if his in-the-ring antics were not enough, Mayweather also seemingly tried his hardest out of it to make people hate him. Since 2002, he has been accused of violent conduct against women with alarming frequency. He has been arrested or civilly cited 7 times for allegedly assaulting 5 different women. He pleaded guilty in 2 of those, and in another he was convicted only to have his charges dismissed 4 years later. When reporters asked him about it, he simply responded, once again, no pictures. In 2019, one of his entourage had also been accused of assaulting someone for asking Mayweather for an autograph, and this is not the first time he had blown up at someone for daring to recognize him. Mayweather's antics are too numerous to tell. In 2011, he parked his gull-wing Mercedes-Benz in 2 handicapped spots simultaneously outside of a Bank of America in Las Vegas. I say 2 spots because rather than parking like a normal human being, allegedly Mayweather pulled in at an angle, blocking access to both spots. He even posted the entire video online to show that he cared so little about anyone else. In 2014, after Mayweather earned $32 million from a single boxing match against Maidana, he and his friends celebrated by going to the Hard Rock Casino in Las Vegas. Then they were waited on hand and foot by Nick Nguyen, who must have been thrilled when such high rollers came into her section. They spent the evening ordering drinks and spraying money around at dancers, running up a tab of $25,000. But at the end of the night, when it was time to leave a tip for Nguyen's excellent service, Mayweather left her with nothing. All in all, it seems that Mayweather is just as nasty in person as he is on TV. With him, it's not hyperacting. Mayweather is, by all accounts, a nasty jerk. Let me leave you with a quote from Mike Tyson about Floyd Mayweather.
He's very delusional. He can't listen. If he was anywhere near that realm of Great Ali, he'd be able to take his kids to school by himself. Okay, he can't take his kid to school by himself. And he's talking about he's great. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people. He's a little scared man. He's a very small, scared man.
There you go. Thanks, sir. Thanks.
Click like and share if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more videos like this one, and see you on the next video.